Fellow students, welcome again to another wonderful video. My name is David. Today my topic is about happiness. But before I go any further, if you are not already a Common Sense student, please consider becoming one by subscribing to my channel. Do you remember when we were children and we didn't need a reason to be happy? Unless of course we got that one thing that we really wanted. And it didn't matter what that one thing was. Because even if we were given an ice cream cone, it was enough to make us happy. Because being happy wasn't at all complicated. It was as easy as believing anything was possible with the snap of a finger. However, as we gradually mature, our overly simplistic view of happiness should gradually change and should continue to change as we become adults or go through the different stages of adulthood. However, some of us never stop from wanting that psyched up emotional feeling. And sure, it will now take more than just an ice cream cone to make us happy. But we never stop from searching for that one magical solution, that one thing that will make us live happily ever after, like the fantasies depicted in fairy tales. But do you believe happiness could be that simple? Could it be as simple as if you had all the money you could ever want? Or maybe it's religion, where if you could possess all the spiritual wisdom you could ever possess, you would then be happy. Or could it be fame, importance, or being revered or admired? Or could it be having never-ending fun and pleasure, or extravagant spending, or even abusing drugs? The simple fact is that most of us live our lives making misguided assumptions about what we need to be happy. And so we end up spending our lives pursuing things, that one thing that doesn't exist. Consider for a second the recipe for a cake. You will need many different ingredients that you add to a mixture in precise amounts and in the right order. Now you put this cake in the oven and you bake it at the correct temperature, and you will have the result you want, a tasty cake. I believe just like a cake, there's a recipe for happiness. It's not just one ingredient or one thing, it is many ingredients. This is why it is a recipe. The point I'm making is that for you to have your own recipe for happiness, you need many different ingredients. And you need to know what those ingredients are. So do you know what ingredients you need to be happy? Now we can all agree that love is an important ingredient. Loving ourselves and having the love of our families and friends. But suppose you don't have the love of your family or your friends. Can this negatively affect your happiness? The answer is yes, if you allow it to do so. And that is why it is important for you to love yourself, to make sure that your main ingredient, which is your love for you, comes from within you, and you don't have a lot of ingredients that you can't control. And we do this by making sure that we create our own ingredients, and our main ingredients are centered within us. Now there are other important ingredients like forgiveness. This is releasing the bitter emotions. And gratefulness, having a spirit of thankfulness. And some others are philanthropy, service, giving back, helping others. And then we have our achievements, which is celebrating our wins and our private victories. And lastly, we have fun and adventure. It is important for us to have fun, to enjoy life in a responsible way. Now, we combine all of these main ingredients with our life experiences, and this gives all of us our different flavors. Now, no two persons have the exact ingredients, even if we do have things in common. Now, what I've explained to you is an overly simplistic explanation of a recipe for happiness. Happiness is a very complicated thing, and it is something that we have to personally discover for ourselves. But just in case you have spent your life hopelessly chasing happiness, if that is your story, I want to implore you, to ask you, why don't you start working on your recipe for happiness today? Just remember that it is not just one ingredient, it's one of everything. And maybe you have never thought about it, that possibly you already possess the ingredients that you need to be happy. Maybe you should think about it. Thank you guys for watching my video today. And again, please leave a comment, and I wouldn't mind knowing what your recipe for happiness is. I would really appreciate that. Now until my next video, please have a wonderful day.